Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Mike Makes It. Today we're having a look at the Ryobi R18PF electric file sander. Let's get it out of the box, put it through its paces and see what it's all about. Right, there you go, that's out of the box. It's a bare tool, which means you don't get a battery or a charger with it. They do kits that come with a battery and charger. Mike doesn't need that. I've got plenty of batteries, plenty of chargers, so we've just gone for the bare tool. What's in the box, in addition to the tool, 3 belts, Ryobi give you, genuine belts, and a book of words. It does tell you what's what, a few little instructions, if I can find the page here. Little pictures to go by, so there is guidance there, how to put the belt on, etc. We'll get to the belt in a moment. I'll just give you a few more details on this. The tool will take belts of 457 millimeters in length and 13 millimeters wide. Apparently this will run at up to 630 meters a second. It's about a kilogram, 1,000 grams with no battery. It'll run for about 44 minutes on a 5 amp battery, depending on the load, speed, etc. But Ryobi said about 44 minutes on a 5 amp battery. I'll link you into all the other battery choices you get that could fit on here. You'll have a shorter run life if you've got a 2 amp battery, for instance. The 3 belts you get is 60, 80 and 120 grit. I couldn't find prices for these online, genuine Ryobi, unfortunately, so I can't compare. However, you can buy them from Amazon. Very good. I've used these and they last a long while, and currently the price is £16 for 96 belts. So I don't know, working that out quickly, that's cheap. 20p, 30p a belt. I've probably got that wrong off the top of my head, but that's dirt cheap compared to as yet unpriced Ryobi belts. If I can find the price online, I'll put them in the comments, but I bet they're not that priced, not that cheap. What else can I tell you about it? Well, I'll tell you how to put the belts on for a start. Right, turn it over. The belt goes in this groove and around the pulley at the end. Fairly obvious, I know. Got a lever here. If I hold the tool down, you'll see this column coming in and out as I turn the lever. Alright, so you've got to drop him all the way in, turn him back over. Ryobi belts have an arrow on it for the direction of the belt, and there's an arrow on the tool here as well, so make sure you line them up. It's all to do with how the grit's put on and also how the belt's actually joined. So otherwise you could have it bumping around. I've had it, well, put belts on and I've had it the wrong way round because it hadn't been marked, and as the belt comes over the pulley here, it clunks a bit because of the joint in the belt. So basically slide the belt on just like that, turn him over and retension it. You haven't got a choice where it goes, it's either in or out, and that's it. And what I normally do, give it a little turn here just to make sure it's seated. Now this knob isn't a lock-in tool for the column here. It actually alters the angle of the column to make sure the belt runs straight. Now I've got on slow speed. We'll put a battery in and obviously you'll hear the noise, so forgive me for that, but I'm going to adjust this as it's running and you watch how the belt tracks on and off. Look here. So what I'd be aiming for is to make sure this belt is equidistant over the pulley. You've got the same distance of belt this side overhanging as you have that side, and you can make that adjustment with this screw here. So it's basically a tracking adjustment for the belt. I would imagine once that's set, every belt you then put on is probably be okay, but it's dead easy to set and adjust as necessary. Just do it on the fly. Look at this, these are Ryobi belts, but they're shredding already. I haven't had the same problem with that one. Now 2 speeds as well. Not variable speed. It is variable speed. Mike's wrong. I didn't realise that. Right, okay, let's go over that again. Speed adjustment here. I thought up until this moment in time it was just 2 speeds, high and low. It's not, it's variable speed. You have a listen to the motor. It's on slow speed at the minute. I thought it was just 2 speeds there, that one and that one, but look, listen. So I learned something today. Variable speed. Ryobi rated as 630 meters per minute. I don't know what the minimum speed is, but certainly slower than that. Look, still shredding there. But yeah, that's good. I have actually used this already. I've used it. We're building some cupboards over my client's place. And there was times you needed the high speed and you need the low speed. Obviously, it also depends on the grit of the sanding belt. You'll take more material off the lower the number. That's basically how many pieces of grit per square inch. So 40 grit is really aggressive. 120, not so much. But that's just about all I can tell you there. The trigger is on or off. There's no variation of speed on that. But you've got it there. But what I'll do now, I'll set up a little bit of wood and some metal just to show you how quick it can remove the material, because it is quick. Right, horrible bit of metal here. Very, very rough edge along the top. So we'll see if we can take that down. Bang that in there. I've got 80 grit sandpaper in at the moment. One thing I didn't mention earlier, this is the nose of the machine. Belt's obviously on there, you can see. Here, there's about 2-inch section. There's got a little platform underneath, a flat piece of steel. Now, if you're pressing on the sandpaper as it's going round on the belt, always make sure you press here on this area and not here. There's no flat area, there's no support for the belt. Do not use this side of the belt. You've got to use this side where the steel is, it's obvious where it is, 2-inch silver steel platform. So you can use that edge or the nose. I've used the nose as well. If you want to get into a very small area, this is where this file is ideal. But yet not here. That's not supported. This is the area you need to use, and that's what I'm going to use now. 80 grit paper, fastest speed is going to go, and we'll just see how horrible this edge will be took down by the sandpaper. Where it's very shiny, very pointy, don't put too much pressure on to start with until you start losing the very sharp points. Otherwise you'll shred the belt. Once the sharp edge has been took off, then you can put a bit more pressure on it. So we'll give this a go for a few seconds, see what happens. Right, I've took the very sharp edges off on this half. Now I'm going to put a bit extra pressure on it. Right, that's took that down really, really quickly. Let's see if we can get that on camera. This is the section I was working on there, and that's what it was like. Very obbly-bobbly, very sharp. That's very flat. That's worked well. And that's a 6mm chunk of steel there. That's took it down very, very quickly. I'll whack a bit of wood in the vise and we'll do a similar test. Right, just a piece of scrap wood. Still got the 80 grit in there on the high speed. I'm just going to burn into it, basically. Here we go. Right, got that on the camera. You can see how quickly that's took that section out. Now, it's very good if you're building a cupboard, trust me, this is where it paid for itself. Otherwise, I'd have to go in with a little chisel or a bit of sandpaper or wood file. But if you're doing something intricate, this tool really pays for itself. And as I said earlier in the video, I was surprised how much I'm using this now. but good tool for your arsenal, that is. Well, there you go. That's the Ryobi R18PF-01. I'm going to find this really, really useful doing cupboards and metalwork, etc. I, at first, didn't think I'd get a lot of use out of it. I've got an air-powered file, and that's fine, but you've got to run the compressor out and the pipe to that. With this, it's portable. I can go anywhere I want with it and fire it up, and away we go. And I'm using it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought, yeah, it can be sitting on the shelf. But no, if you're building cupboards and stuff, you want to take a little bit of wood off somewhere. In the past, it would be a palm sander or a wood file, a little bit of sandpaper. Where this, it's seconds and you're done. You're ready to go. But this tool was bought from Amazon. It cost me £79. Prices will vary. Ryobi sometimes have deals on, so keep a lookout on there as well. But anyhow, I appreciate you watching. Thumbs up would be great, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Mike Makes here.